What's your name?
Nate.
Nate. Hi, Nate. So I read over your email and I thought we should meet if you have any questions or whatever you want to ask me about Enterprise.
Sure. Yeah. So I just wanted to know what what your deal is. Like, tell me about your company and what you guys do.
So we're actually one of the biggest rent-a-car companies here in the Idaho area.
Gotcha.
And also here in Southern California. And so we've also, we provide for a lot of big companies, and we really love to meet our customers' needs. We really like to know what kind of cars they're looking for. Some people like all-wheel drive, others just want something super economic, and we really strive to meet those needs.
Cool. Okay. So when it comes to my company, I have a lot of employees that need vehicles. About 85 sales reps are going to need very reliable vehicles to transport their tools in. What, as far as equipment trucks, do you guys have?
So we have all sorts of, obviously we have ranging from different models as well as different years.
Okay.
Like I would be guessing if they're doing a lot of equipment, you obviously don't want the high end of the year with all the nicer things. You probably want something more on the economic side.
That would be nice. So I want to take care of my employees as well, though, too.
Okay, no, yeah, and like I said, we have different models every year, and then we have ranging from really nice luxury cars to just simple.
Okay.
And so whatever you need, we have air conditioning in all of them. Some of them even have Wi-Fi in the cars, and so it'd be like just very different to like what you're looking for.
So my career, the job that my employees have to undergo is very grueling, and it's a very labor-intensive job.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, over the past 4 years, we've actually done some numbers, and we've recognized that these vehicles that these employees use only last about a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And these are Chevy and Toyota. They're not terrible, but they're. It seems like that's a problem that we're running into, where we're having a lot of turnover with our equipment, including vehicles as well.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to some issues, I guess with that's one of our biggest issues. So how long do your vehicles last typically? How sturdy are they? What are the reviews say?
Like honestly, like I mentioned before, we're one of the biggest companies here in the Southern California, so I would feel like we have really good reviews, and I would honestly we have warranty on our cars, and we can totally tell you guys that they are going to be long-lasting cars, and we obviously carry Toyota and other cars, but on top of that, we also carry other brands like GMC and stuff if you're not really looking forward to working with Toyota and all those brands again.
We might want to venture out a little bit. Mm-hmm. What does that warranty look like?
I would say obviously a year and a half. I think that's a very short time for a truck to be lasting.
Yeah.
So I would say if
travesty.
Something between there happens, like we could maybe replace the car and at no cost. There's no reason for our cars to be failing at such a short notice.
Sure. Okay. What are your other customers using in relation to brands? What's your most popular brand?
Right now our most popular brands I would say are GMC and Dodge. Dodge is like a very sturdy car, and so a lot of people are leaning towards those options in the truck options.
Cool. Why would you say people lean towards GMC versus the other companies, and why has that proven to better your sales?
Like I said, we have a lot of people out in agriculture, and so most of the cars, like sometimes they rent out cars for their workers and stuff, and they rent out trucks, and so a lot of them do request GMC just because they've been known to like last more, and they really do get the job well done.
Sure. Okay. Well, from what I've heard, I like what I'm hearing. I think that's something that we would be interested in doing. So I look forward to following up on that. I need to go talk to my team and see if GMC is something that we can work. But I'd love to get a follow-up email from you. If that's
No, yeah,
works
I'll
for you.
send you an email of everything we talked
Okay.
to and different options we have as
Great.
well.
Awesome.
Okay,
Thank you.
well, thank you. Okay, and then let's jump next to the next one.
Sure.
Do you want a minute?
Yeah, just a second.
Okay.
All right. Cool. Good to go.
Okay.
Cool. Hi, I'm
Hi.
Nathan. How are you?
I'm Cassandra. So, like I emailed you about, I recently took over my dad's business, and
Cool.
I'm just like not so happy with the yogurt lines and like all
Sure.
the dairy products we've been carrying. I really have been hearing a lot of people who like rave about Tillamook, so I just thought I'd set up an interview and see what
Cool.
you guys are all about.
Sure, sure. So your dad is Frank, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Cool. So what type of, I'd love to get into all the details. I want to know what type of yogurt brands are you having troubles with?
Well, it's not mostly the yogurt brands, it's just like the ice creams right now. My dad really leaned forward to like the typical cheaper side, which was Western Family and Blue Bunny. And they're not horrible, but I really do believe that we can maybe, now that I'm in charge of the store, I really want to show my family that I am going to take this into a better direction. And
Sure.
so I am looking into making some changes, and on top of that, I want to bring in more variety, more quality items instead of like your typical
Sure.
cheaper items.
Sure, sure. So on a scale from really low quality to ideal quality, where would you say that your product is at right now? In general, on an average.
With Western Family and Blue Bunny, it's more like on the lower quality.
Sure.
It's for people who are thinking more about price rather than
Okay.
the quality that they're paying for.
Sure, sure. What kind of disadvantages have you been seeing in your sales based on your circumstances with having lower quality items?
I think it's hasn't really affected so much in sales, but I definitely would want to see the difference of bringing in another brand like
Sure.
Tillamook, and like how many people would pick Tillamook over Western Family
Sure,
brands.
sure. So in the past, have you done surveys of any kind to see what brands that your customers and your clients would be interested in having in the store? Is that something you guys have experimented with?
I currently have not experimented
Okay.
in. I have just looked at other grocery stores who've been doing really well.
Sure.
And I know they do carry Tillamook and other big brands like Ben & Jerry's and Bud and Ice Cream and stuff
Sure,
like
sure,
that.
absolutely. Well, I want to be able to help you out as best as possible, and we, of course, want to promote our brand and
Mhm.
give that quality that you're looking for. I do believe that we can satisfy that need of yours. Kind of going along with that, so if I understand you correctly, you are taking your dad's company and
Yeah.
you're wanting to kind of make a bigger name for yourself.
Mhm.
So I really commend you for wanting to take this step with us and partnering with us to do that. What's your objective as far as accomplishing this ideal ice cream section in your store? What's the ideal scenario for you?
My ideal scenario would be bringing more quality items into our
Mhm.
store. So I feel like when maybe someone in town is like, I want ice cream, they don't think of going maybe to like an ice cream parlor, but they also maybe make us an option and be like, well, they carry Tillamook and Tillamook is really good,
Sure.
and we're gonna go in there and buy some, not just because like, well, my mom just brought this ice cream because it's cheap back to
Sure,
the house, you know.
sure. Have you noticed that being kind of a stigma in that department of your store because they're lower quality?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Well, we would absolutely love to be able to fit your needs. Now, as far as how that looks in your store, how would you want us to start?
Well, like I would say, I have other questions as well. Like,
Okay.
like I said, I know other grocery stores who carry
Mhm.
Tillamook, but I'd also like to hear from you guys. What's your guys' situation with many grocery stores, and like, what's do you guys, like I guess I would say, do you guys supply for a lot of grocery stores, or
Sure, yeah.
and what's the success do you guys see around there?
Of course, I appreciate that question. So it's obviously been very successful with the bigger chains, with Target, with Walmart, with Brolem's.
Mhm.
We've typically we'll lease out a little section in that aisle, and depending on the sales every 6 months of that, we would extend that section by 6 inches, so we can add another flavor in there. And I mentioned earlier the surveys. That's something that we would want to do with your store is, 2 weeks before we actually put product on the shelves, we would ask your customers, your clients, what types of flavors they would want. And we have, over 300 different flavors and combinations of flavors. So we want to narrow it down a little bit so we can know how to target that, know what our target audience is. And from there, we'd be able to help you rack up those sales numbers and to make that the most popular part
Okay,
of that aisle.
that sounds very great actually,
Sure.
because I'd love to start first with ice cream, and like you said, start with the little and then add more onto it. And if things are really going really well, I'd really like to do pretty much all our dairy products with like yogurt and cheese. And
Great.
I heard very awesome things about your guys' cheese
Sure.
as well.
Sure. Well, I appreciate that, and we'd love to proceed with that with you. Of course, I want you to be able to go talk with your team and work out the logistics and stuff, and we can forward you an email with what that would entail. But if that's something that works for you, that's something that we'd greatly look forward to.
Okay, well, I'll be looking